Okay, super sorry about that, guys. Back to it. Um, so at that point, my mind started going 100 miles an hour, basically. um, I was one of those people that refused to go onto the Michigan registry and become an actual patient for a minute. I didn't think that my name needed to be on a list like that. So that took a little bit of time. And then it took me some more time before I actually entered my first quote unquote dispensary. And when I entered that first dispensary, the only thing I knew at the time, or the only thing I had honed in on at the time, was that I needed, or thought I needed, a higher sativa strain. And my partner at the time definitely needed a deeper indica strain. And when I walked in basically asking for that, those very basic things, questions, the ladies behind the counter couldn't tell me what was what that was in front of them. And in all honesty, my jaw hit the floor. We, at the time, were solely a medical state. I didn't understand how or why people were behind glass not having a better understanding of this as medicine. If I knew what I knew, and that's all I knew at the time, in a sense, how didn't they know more than me? I should have had something to learn from them. I don't knock it in that sense because it just simply was what it was at the time. But I knew I had to get in and help. If we were a medical state with medical laws, people needed help understanding in what all of that meant. And somebody that they could trust with giving them information on, or advice, or inviting them to look into different laws and things of that nature that would help them along their way, their journey in cannabis as medicine, cannabis healing journey. From there, I absolutely beat feet as many hours a week as I possibly could to help get the information out and work with as many people as I possibly could, not only individually, but as groups. So I went and was with several different locations and worked under several different people over the last 13 years. And approximately 6 years ago, I think it was, approximately 6 years ago, I had the pleasures of being introduced to Darren McCarty, Red Wing legend number 25. We had the pleasure of him frequenting our location at the time. He was very, very early in his using cannabis as medicine to come off of an alcohol addiction that, of course, many know he has suffered with for many, many years. And when he walked in, we got a few minutes with him. And I have a couple of amazing products that I'm attached to that help in the chronic pain management realm specifically. And I was able to discuss that product with him a little bit and get it on him. And it kind of went from there. Within a very short period of time, he was joking with me and giving me that coach title. The products that I carry, the products I had access to, I should say, are game changers, and that's what he called them, and it rightfully so, because that's what they were. They're absolute game changers. And I stuck that coach in my pocket. I was told that I could kind of pull it out, bring it out whenever, however, I felt comfortable doing so, and I left it sitting there for several years. Last year, I decided that it was time to no longer do this under somebody else. I needed to have more control over the accesses to medicines that I had. And versus what I didn't have, I needed more control over how I was choosing to consult with my people, how I was choosing to pass along the information without having somebody's fingers in my mud, per se. And that's where Coach Smiles began. And now here we are, Coach Smiles. Coach Smiles has absolutely helped heal hundreds, thousands. Relieve is probably more the proper term. I have helped relieve hundreds, if not thousands, of people with the knowledge that I've been able to obtain in my time. I tend to work directly, one-on-one, with people as individuals with their ailments. Of course, we know that there is a rule of thumb to how cannabis as medicine operates, and then there's all these branches that come out from that. And it truly is a trial and error for each and every being out there. And I'm that person in the background that is able to help you and the collective along the way with that. So that's why I'm here. And I'm going to leave these at this for the moment, but just know that I do plan on doing some lives in the very near future. We're going to start doing like some Q&As on this medical information and really trying to get the proper info out there, bounce off of each other. This is a forever growing market, for lack of better terms. The knowledge is never ending. We learn something new every single day, and we should. The knowledge changes every single day. It's one of those, I remember when, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 6 years ago, things were just not what they were today. And the knowledge was completely different. And it is forever growing, and we learn something new every day. And I would love, love, love to help pass that information along to our people, just as I have on a little bit of a different level. So we're going to start doing it right here with Cannabis Oaks Gardens. Here, let's play. Cannabis Oaks Gardens. Cannabis Oaks Gardens. We are most definitely that wolf pack shit in Cannabis Oaks Gardens, and we're gonna start playing around and having a good time with a little bit of different information. Medicine. Cannabis as medicine. We all love, all right, most of us love to get high, but I can not only get you high, but I can open a lot of doors to what you've already got in here that can make your high that much better and allow you to also help others understand cannabis as medicine. It just is. All use is medical use, you guys. Every drop of it. If we have a spine, we have an endocannabinoid system. That endocannabinoid system, the bulk of it, runs through our immune system and our brains. Well, what is the population the most sick with, guys? Literally, autoimmune disorders and mental health. When we start feeding that endocannabinoid system the cannabinoids it needs to function properly, just as we would vitamin C to our immune system, it's a whole new world. The longer we keep feeding that system, just like we would, again, the immune system, every single day, it absolutely balances and regulates every system within our system. It gets to the most affected one, in a sense, first, and it works it out, and then it gets to the next one. Why do you hear of people coming off of 20 medications over 2-3 year time frame using cannabis? It's because of that exactly. It takes time to get into each system, balance and regulate, move on, before it can get to the next system. So amazing, amazing, amazing information and helpful tips and tricks that are going to come your way that hopefully will help you and help you help others break the stigma, because cannabis is wonderful. Period. End of story. The propaganda is exactly that and always has been. It's absolutely propaganda, and they wanted it that way, and it's up to us to change it. So, dabs up. In all honesty, I like to play with my Carta Focus V right now. No, you won't find these in stores like this. I did have to play and craft up my own here. And what I'm playing with today, let's see if we can get this to focus in a little bit. This is some beautiful pink kush. Pink kush. Oh, man, this stuff is so yummy. I really, truly do wish that you could smell and taste this with me right now. I like super low temp dabs. You waste it to taste it, as they say. Low temp dabs allow us to keep those terps intact. And not murder our lungs, as I like to call it. So I like to keep mine literally down on the first one. Sometimes I even hook it up to the app and turn it down a little bit more. It's just the way that I enjoy it. I get the bulk of the cannabinoids that way. Dabs up.